Sometimes I ask myself, how did we get here? And what I mean by that is, how did we get to a point where the societal norm is we just really neglect each other's emotions, feelings, what people have going on, and really just not really caring until it's too late. I was watching this movie the other day. It's called Finding Ohana. I love watching kids' movies. The reason why, because they have very great morals and values implemented in these movies and can be able to teach you throughout life, regardless of how old you are. In this movie, the grandpa in the movie, he had gotten into an accident, and his daughter that lives in this busy city went to go visit him when he was in Hawaii, and she was in the hospital with him, trying to take care of him and all. And the grandpa was her father. He was so kind of stubborn in a way where he didn't really want her help. He was kind of bitter towards her, and didn't really want to dive into, really resolving their issues and past trauma that they had together. And I realized too on her part, after she realized he was, close, there could have been a life or death. It was a life or death situation to an extent. And, that's when everything kind of like went the other way where, let me invest more time into my parents or my whatever person I care about, right? Then I got to thinking, why do we wait until it's life threatening to want to invest more time into people? Or not even life threatening, wait till they're gone. You know what I mean? At that point, it's too late. Because we see it all the time. We see it all the time where we'll say, man, I wish they were here. I wish I could have told them this. Man, I miss them so much. I had a lot to tell them. I didn't get to tell them, right? And then now we're living with all of that unresolved issues, trauma that we were not willing to release while they were here. We could have fixed it, right? But as people, we're very stubborn. Like I say, we're selfish. We want our way, which makes sense. We get it. We're narcissists by nature to an extent. Always manipulators, wanting to get what we want, but sometimes we have to be able to understand what we want, sacrifice what we want, and be able to come to a middle ground and understand the other person's feelings and understand what they want as well, and have a conversation. And sometimes these deep conversations, these tough conversations, are challenging, right? But in order to resolve these things, we have to go to the root, and not just look at the fruit. We have to go deep within ourselves and the other individuals to be able to find a solution to these problems that's in front of us, right? Like, we made it a societal norm to where we just up and leave because they were not on our vibration, which is understandable. I get it, right? Sometimes you have to do that though in order to, you know, help yourself out first, and then help others out. But at what point do we realize that it's okay to come back and help others out, right? Or are we just gonna keep on doing the same thing? And essentially, at one point, it does become selfish when you go a certain amount of time and just be okay with it or neglecting it. Um, but when do we change? How do we change this? You know what I mean? Like I said, we do certain things X amount of time, X amount of years, it becomes a societal norm with a large group of people. How do we change that, right? How do we change it as people? So I was just thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like, we have to come together. We have to be more empathetic to others and their feelings, and not be so prideful. You know what I mean? And just slow down. Just slow down, understand what the person is actually asking, opposed to responding um, to what you already want, what you already got in your mind to say, opposed to understanding first, then responding, right? So that's all I really want to talk about, though. Really, it's just the main points would be just to reflect how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling in this moment, respond, try to find a positive response during that situation, during that moment, and then recover, right? We all should be able to find a way to recover from that trauma, that issue, right? And don't let it kind of like spiral us out. Um, Allow us to keep digging a hole in that one area in our life that we are might be struggling with, because we all are struggling. Everyone's struggling. Everybody going through battles, trials, tribulations. We all are, right? Just a lot of times we're not willing to open up and express that challenge you might be going through. Because the societal norm is to keep it internal. Because the person beside you might be going through the exact same thing. Don't The thing is, we're not willing to open up and express our emotions to see if somebody else could be able to help out, or we can be able to help somebody else out just by telling our side of the story, right? But that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Until then, peace.